Hello. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Tamika Felder, and let me set the scene for you. It's spring 2001, Washington, D.C. The cherry blossoms are just blooming, and it's just beautiful in D.C. I'm 25 years old. I'm working as a television producer. I'm living my dream life. I finally have a job that is full-time. It offers full health benefits. So I do the responsible thing. I go and get everything checked. I go and I see this doctor, and she's great and she's very thorough. And part of her plan is come back in 2 weeks. I come back in 2 weeks, yada, yada, yada. I hear those dreaded 3 words, you have cancer. So I won't get into all the details, but I ended up being diagnosed with cervical cancer at 25 years old. And of course, I have to get the cancer, this link to this thing, human papillomavirus, HPV, because, why not? I have to be the one that has a tumor where? Where is my tumor? Where is it located? On my cervix. So I have coochie cancer, because that just rolls off the tongue so easy. Hello, my name is Tamika. I have coochie cancer. I'm 25 years old. Just my luck, right? That is not what I planned. I didn't daydream growing up like, you know what? One day I want to talk about my vagina publicly. That just wasn't on my list of things that I aspired to do. But that is my story. At 25, on June 14th, 2001, at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland, I lost everything that I thought that made me a woman. I was 25, so I couldn't see what I see now at this age. What I do know is that I was angry, I was mad, because in order to save my life, I had to endure a radical hysterectomy, followed by chemotherapy and radiation therapy. So all those dolls that I played with growing up, I wouldn't one day have a real baby. I wouldn't have life grow inside of me. I wouldn't have a living being tethered to me. I wouldn't know that unconditional love that they talk about in movies, that princesses, when they meet their Prince Charming, talk about. Because as young girls, that's what we dream about, right? That wouldn't be my story. Even though my oncology team, they did everything to try to preserve my fertility as a young adult. But my insurance, my good PPO, said no. When I challenged the insurance, and my medical team challenged the insurance, they all still said no. When I challenged the state of Maryland, they all said no. I mean, it was 2001. As a single girl, there wasn't a lot of technology for just freezing eggs, but there was that hope, that possibility of a maybe baby, of something that could be mine. But I wasn't married, and the laws in Maryland specifically said you had to at least be married 2 years. I mean, what kind of crap is that? Really? What kind of... Okay. See, I'm taking myself there. So, it wouldn't happen. I wouldn't harvest eggs before I started treatment. They would move one ovary up out of the radiation field, just, as a safety mechanism, maybe. And, okay, maybe I'll be like Oprah. I'll have a lot of god kids and mentor people, and I'll be fine. I don't have to be a mom. But what I've learned in this decade is that's the mask that I wear, that I tell myself. When I got married and I met my husband and I looked into his beautiful eyes and his heart-shaped lips, and I started dreaming, he is fine, y'all. And I started thinking about what our baby would look like. Would our baby be calm and non-talkative and mellow like him, or blah, wild like me? But I don't know. Maybe I'll never know. What I do know is that I wanted my life to not be about cancer. So when I finished treatment, I tried to go back to my job as a television producer and telling other people's stories. But something just wasn't the same in me anymore. Things didn't look the same way. Things didn't feel the same way. I would never be the same. You know, there's no words to describe being at an age where everyone is getting married, everyone is having kids, and you have to go to the baby showers, or you have to host a baby shower for a best friend. And they look at you and they say, "Are you okay?" And you wear that mask that smiles and say, "Yes, I am." But everything inside of you is trying not to break and fall apart. Because while I'm thankful for my life and the treatment that saved it, I will always think about what I lost to cancer. Last year, I was asked by an amazing organization called the Almond Fund, along with the Alliance for Fertility Preservation, to help them change a law in the state of Maryland to protect parenthood for young adult cancer patients. They asked me to tell my story. As a patient advocate, I tell my story all the time. I talk about losing my fertility and its impact that it's had on me, but this would be different. It would be ripping off the Band-Aid of something, the exact feelings that I just pushed so low. I'm originally from South Carolina. Maryland has been my home for over 20 years. I love Maryland. I hate their fertility laws. I was hesitant to do it, but we had this opportunity to make a difference. That's what being a cancer survivor is about, right? Making my survivorship count, doing something with this that's happened to me. So I went to the State House in front of legislators, and I realized why I didn't want to do it. Because there would be these people here looking at me, and they would decide, just like the insurance and the state did many years ago, what the outcome would be, what the fate would be. And I was scared. I didn't want to relive this hurt to just be broken and in pain again. But I did it. And through shaky hands, lots of tears, I told my story as a 40-something who still was in pain about losing her fertility and not feeling supported from her insurance that she paid for, from the state where she paid taxes. And something happened. Something bittersweet, but something wonderful happened. The Protect Parenthood law passed. And yeah. And while it won't help me, those who are unfortunately diagnosed with cancer and have the prospect of losing their fertility won't have to endure writing the letters, begging for fertility preservation or banking sperm. And that's what it's all about for me. What I want people to know is that having cancer sucks. If I had to do it all over again, would I have had cancer? No, because who wants to have cancer? What's wrong with people who fake it? They just obviously don't know, right? What's wrong with them? It's not fun having your body burned from the inside out, poisoned. It's not fun at all. I have 100 staples from my belly button to my that remind me every single day when I wake up and I look in the mirror what I went through. But what I do know is that my name is Tamika Felder. I'm a survivor, and every day that I have life, I will make my survivorship count. Thank you.